So another aspect of this semiconductor supply chain stuff is what's happening with external balances. Now, again, it's actually pretty spectacular, right? What's going on? So think about Taiwan as an example. Taiwan has had an external surplus for years, but over the course of the last couple of years, it's increased even more. And now the current account surplus is about 25% of GDP. The bilateral trade surplus with the US, which you would think would be something that President Trump would be focused on, has risen from about 1% of GDP in 2019 to, again, over 20% of GDP today. The Bank of Korea has now upgraded its forecast for the current account surplus in Korea, and it means it's going to be around sort of 13 to 15% of GDP this year. For Korea, this is really unprecedented. So unlike Taiwan, which has always had some sort of current account surplus, Korea historically tended to oscillate between surpluses and deficits depending on the economy. It's never had a surplus at these kind of levels. And so there are real implications for the economies more broadly of what's happening with semiconductors at the moment. It affects what's happening with growth, it affects what's happening with inflation, and it affects what's happening with current account surpluses. Now that's true also, again in China and in Japan, where all of these economies are sitting on much bigger external surpluses than they've had for many years. So this is a regional wide phenomenon where surpluses are generally increasing.